So what is going on, everybody? Today I'm excited because we actually got a controller sent to us out by Hex Gaming. This video is not sponsored, but they did send me this out for free and said, hey, we would love you to do a review on this controller. And we actually did a review on their last controller. This was their other controller that they had. If you guys haven't seen that review, you guys want to see how the buttons work and everything, you guys can check that out. I'll put a link to that in the description. But today we'll be taking a look at the new and improved Hex Gaming Ultimate controller. And I'm telling you guys, I am excited to actually get my hands on this and actually play with it. It's one of those controllers that if you're into competitive, any kind of competitive gaming, this is the controller for you. You guys know you guys have controllers like Astro Gaming has a controller. You also have Scuff has a controller. There's a lot of different controllers out there, but this right here, I'm very excited to finally get my hands on. And let's open this bad boy up. So we got this right here. Woo. And then we're gonna take it out, and then all the thumbsticks, everything that comes with this controller is in here. So let's pull this out real quick. Now, just heads up, the controller does come with a 6-month warranty, so you guys can get that. And let's open this thing up. I'm just so excited to get my hands on this. I decided to go with the all blacked out look. I was trying to go with the full dark night theme, and I'm telling you, I was impressed when this came to my doorstep. I was like, yo, this looks amazing. Holy, just take a look at this. Just slide it all the way around. It is just very visually impressive, and the detail that they put into this controller, the amount of changes they did from the last one, it's almost night and day. The front may look the same, and if we look at both of them, they're both PlayStation 5 controllers, just so you guys know that that's how these are. But when you flip them around, when you flip these bad boys around, you might notice something different, right? So you actually have 2 programmable buttons in the back, and then on the new one, we have 4. Yes, 4. And I think for me, since I have bigger hands, this actually works good, because a lot of times when I'm playing and I don't have my controller like this, I kind of rest my 2 middle fingers like this, and these buttons are going to be perfect for me. So I think for some people who have a little bit larger hands, this might actually work good for you. And not only that, look at the grip on the back. If you notice, the last controller I had didn't have any grip at all. It was very plain. When your hands got sweaty, this actually has a rubberized grip that comes only available on the Ultimate. Now, you do not have to get this, but I highly recommend you guys adding that. Holy, this feels so good. Now, another feature that I do like about the Hex Gaming controllers, besides the controllers that you get like your standard PlayStation 5 controller, which I use a lot, guys. Like, I game a lot with my PlayStation 5. I like it. I don't always game with the Hex Gaming. So like, say with the adaptive triggers, right? You know how the triggers, you gotta push all the way down, right? You gotta go down, down, down. Well, with these Hex Gaming controllers, you can actually get pin triggers. And what that means is, look how short I have to push it. That's a full trigger. So as soon as I hit this, my gun is going fully automatic, or it's firing. And to aim, same thing. So hairpin triggers, I definitely love this. Just show you this side by side, because this makes a difference when you guys are playing those competitive shooters. Hold on. So you have this one. See how this goes down? And then look how far this one goes down. All the way down. That's it. So look how far I push this one down, and that's what's different. That makes a huge difference when you guys are gaming. Having the ability to really already be just barely tapping your controller, and you're already aiming down sights, and then the other controller, you're already firing. And that's what's really cool about this. Now, Scuff Gaming did come out with their own version of this, and I noticed one thing that they didn't have with their PlayStation 5 controller was they didn't have hairpin triggers, right? Because they were trying to give you the feature of having the adaptive triggers, which you can still do with this. But for me, if I'm gonna have this controller, this is when I want to be competitive, right? So that's why I have this. This is for when I'm playing those FPS games, stuff like that. But with this one, if I want the adaptive controller feature, well, then I'm just gonna use a regular PlayStation 5 controller, because the controller is amazing. I love the PlayStation 5 controller. I use it a lot. I have a lot of fun with it. But when I want to get in that competitive mode, turn that vibration off, turn everything off. Well, this is the controller for me. And being able to program 4 programmable buttons, that is amazing. And it's, look how smooth it is. Like, it's barely sticking out, and that's what I like, the improvement they did. So look, let's take a look at this, right? And look at the other one. You see how this one was kind of bulky and there was no programmable buttons here? It doesn't disrupt your hands. You can play, just so nice, so good. And I'm very excited for this. Really cool. Now, it even gets better. So you see right here, like, say like these, you want something that's a little bit longer, you can just pop these out. Look at that. Removable thumbsticks, and you guys can change those out. And they actually send you quite a few. So let's pop this out real quick. So you guys will get it in a little container like this. This little Hex gaming container. I definitely like their packaging. They package everything high quality. And then if you guys want, like, I typically use a longer thumbstick than this small one right here. So what I will do is, all you do is pop it in, and that's it. And then look at the difference. You see, but like typically that's how I game. So I game with that. And if you want to use, they actually send you 2 of those. So they send you one concave long one and one rounded. So it's really up to you. But that's how I typically game. I game with the higher thumbsticks. Now, ideally, if you guys want to use the short ones, you can actually just use Control Freak thumbsticks. You guys see I have some right here, right? So I have the higher one, lower one. Typically I use the left one, lower, higher one, same thing. So you guys can switch this out, right? That's what I have on this one. So I have the short thumbsticks on this Hex gaming, but I have Control Freak. So it's really up to you if you want to have 2, right? So you have the 2, or if you want to have one high, one low, it's really up to you. You can just switch this out however you want. Right now we have no thumbsticks on, and they're just pop and plug and play, man. You just pop it in. There's like a little notch in it. You just want to make sure you hit that. And same thing with this one. There you go. So like that. So now I have one low, one high. So if you play like I typically play, if you notice the same thing here, one high, one low, one high, one low, right? It's typically the same thing. Now, if you want to have, the reason I do love Control Freaks, you guys know that's why I've been partnered with them, is that they're rubbery, they're grippy, they last long. So if you're worried about these, you can actually switch that out, right? So you can go small. So it's really up to you. I'm telling you guys, this controller right here, it's expensive. Let's be honest. It's gonna probably run you, I think, starting around 250, 260, 270, around there. That's what you're probably gonna pay for this, and that's on the expensive side. But that's usually what these controllers run. Even the Astro gaming controller, even the PlayStation 5 new controller by Scuff Gaming, they all are up there, and they will run you quite a little bit. And it's crazy because our PlayStation's what, $500, and then you're paying like another $200 to $300 for a controller that, I mean, it's up there. Now, for the people who do want to get into that more competitive, that's why they do get controllers like this, because they are something else. They provide you that competitive edge with the hairpin triggers, with the paddles in the back. And paddles in the back are kind of like what we don't have when, like, you know how keyboard players have a lot of buttons to push, right, at the same time, and they could just, and that's kind of what our paddles are for us, right? It allows us to keep our hands here without having to hit our buttons and still be able to play. So I never have to let go of, aiming. You're always aiming down sight, and if you need, instead of having to push this to jump, you can hit this to jump. It's this the melee, you can hit this the melee. So you constantly always have your hands on the thumbsticks, and that causes you to win more gunfights. But that's my short, simple review on this. I'm excited for it. I'm gonna be playing with this. I will give you guys a full breakdown review, hopefully, as I get more hands on it. And if you guys watch any of my live streams, I most likely will be testing this live on stream. So this is the old one, which actually looks good, but I actually went with the full blacked out. All this is customizable too. You can customize this on their website. So I'll put a link to where you can get it from Amazon, where you get it from their site, and hopefully this helped you guys out. We'll wrap it up here, guys. If you guys can leave me a thumbs up, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, hey, nothing but skills out.